Absolutely. And this is an amazing journey. So everyone, you listening to us, follow Grace, because lots of posts on LinkedIn. Again, that's helpful to me. And again, amazing networking opportunity for sure. So Grace, why don't we jump into Web3 that you're passionate about and I become passionate about, speaking with smart people in tech.
Mhm.
What do you think brands need to know first? Because word is a buzzword right now everywhere, but
Mhm.
brands large and small, how can we send
Mhm.
them off on that journey?
Yeah, totally. I actually recently just wrote an article for BFF, which is amazing women-led platform for Web3 educational informations. And so to think about brands in Web3, I think the difference between Web3 and Web2 are one of the keywords is community. And I feel like building a engaging community and including your fan in those really key decisions that you will be making is extremely important. When I think about building a brand in Web3 is number one, I feel like definitely having getting input from your community is extremely important. Identifying who the core demographics or like who are the core supporter of your product and really listen to them, really not just putting them in a group chat but actually getting feedback from them about your product, like why they love it, what's their day like, that creating that kind of like 360 experience around to fit it yourself into their life is extremely important. So I think the number one is definitely listening to your community. I think like building a community and then finding a way to engage your community to really listen to your customer is like extremely important. Let's talk like like two big example would be like Nike made the big money move, which is acquiring Artifact, and I feel like this brand is just like I think one of the things that they've done right is they are really I think like because of the Artifact studio is like really kind of align with that the edginess or like the just do it vibe with Nike. Because if I were running, I guess back in time, if I ever get a chance to be a part of the decision making, I may run with someone like a Bebo with $69 million NFT sold. I would be really considering collaborating with someone like that instead of like finding the authentic voice um of the Web3 version of the company that like representing that idea. But I feel like Nike did such a great job to acquire that company and then launching some really authentic art collections or like collaborations. And on the other hand, we have the Gucci of the world who are making really small bets each time. They've did Gucci Garden on Roblox, and then they've launched their own like metaverse, and then they are investing in super rare DAO, and like so they've made a really just like many small bets to kind of having that overall strategy and then like really going step by step. That's like a really authentic way to entering Web3 as well. And I feel like both of them are really good example of how brands launching their I guess Web3 strategy per se.
For sure, for sure. Did you find partnership with Web3 native companies helping kind of traditional brands to get on that wagon? What do you think here? Mhm.
Yeah, totally. I think like, I think one of the things a brand should think of is like, is your Web3 audience truly the people who will purchase your physical product? Because a lot of when it comes to brands, right? Like we think about the everyday brands, like we think about, the consumer like can buy like a consumer can buy your product in like a supermarket or like in like a big fancy mall or like basically it's like you have that physical part, and then right now one of the most kind of like popular word is phygital. So what that means is like, let's say if I buy like a Chipotle coin, I can, cash out like to go to the cash register at Chipotle to be like, hey, can I pay? Like, can I get a like, a Chipotle burrito from there? So like people are really into that kind of like like phygital, like combine physical and digital experience together. That's like one of the major, I guess, like one of the major strategy for a lot of brands. And I kind of think I
personally think it's like a really good to actually have utility for your Web3 initiatives. However, I feel like it's really important to also figure out, are the people who are buying your NFT the same group who will buy your physical product? Because I think Web3, a lot of brands entering Web3 have the intention to, attract younger audience, to attract the Gen Z of the world, to really just tap into that new audience. So I feel like you should totally have tailored strategy for like for your digital play than your physical play. I definitely appreciate um, the digital approach. However, I definitely feel like you should probably like try to have like multiple strategies, as the people who are buying your NFT may not be the same person who will purchase your your physical goods.